Hello, welcome to Java Programming Tutorials, Chapter 26, Part 1, Exception Handling, brought to you by Ankpro Technologies. My name is Harish. So in this session, we will be learning about what is exception, advantage of exception handling, and the exception handling keywords. So first, let us understand what is an exception. So exception, it is an event that disrupts the normal flow of the program. So that thing we can term it as exception. Okay, and coming to exception handling, so we understood like what is exception right now, how to handle that exception. So to handle that exception, we follow a mechanism called exception handling, okay, at the runtime to handle the runtime errors. Okay, and coming to the advantages of exception handling, it is used to maintain the normal flow of the application. So that's the main thing, like why do we need a exception handling mechanism in the application. So now Java exception handling, it's having a set of keywords. They are try, catch, finally, throw, and throws. Right now in this session we are going to understand the first three. They are try, catch, and finally. So the try catch block you can observe very clearly. So what can we enclose within a try catch block? Keep in mind, in the try catch block we can enclose the code which throws an exception. In a sense, any piece of code which you feel like it's going to cause you an error, okay, that piece of code you can put it in the try catch block. Okay, the try block must be followed by either a catch or a finally block. So right now, without wasting much time, let me show you like what is advantage of using the try catch and finally block also. So let me jump into Eclipse, and here I have a main method. So what I'll do is I'll tell int data is equal to 50 by 5, and I'll tell like system dot out dot println. I'm going to call the method which is going to print on the console. So now when I run the program, it's going to provide me the output as 10. So 5 tens are 50, so it's going to provide me the 10. Okay, but what I do right now is instead of 5 I'm going to divide 50 by 0. So when I do that, it's going to cause me an error. Okay, exception in the thread, in the main method, and it's also telling me the line at what point is causing the error. So keep in mind, why do we need the exception and other pointers? Just not to avoid the program flow. Apart from that, we should not provide the unnecessary data, okay, to the end user, telling like from which piece of line the code is getting failed, or from which method the code is getting failed. That things we should not provide to the end user. So that's the reason why we have to use exception handling. So right now I have not implemented the exception handling to this piece of code. Right now let me implement that with the help of try, catch, finally block. So as I said you, in the try block I'm going to enclose the code which throws an exception. So you're in this example, what I need to do is I need to enclose this complete code within the try block because I'm getting error there exactly. Okay, then I need to try block should be followed by the catch block, so I'm doing that catch. Okay, in the catch block I need to call the exception class, exception E. So what I'll do is I'll just copy this and I'm going to paste it here, and I'm going to tell like I'm going to print this E. Okay, so now when I run the program, you can observe very clearly it's giving us a message like what exception it is. It's an arithmetic exception, that is divide by 0 exception. So this is what the exception, and you can observe very clearly right now we are not getting like at what point of the line we are getting the error or from which method the error is coming. So these things we need to avoid it by showing it to the end user or to the hacker who is very good at hacking the things. So this is the advantages of using the exception handling one thing. And as I said you, the finally block is going to execute irrespective whether your code is having an error or not. So just to confirm whether the exception handling has worked or not, we'll make use of the finally block. So let me put it here, finally block. So now let me run the program. So divide by 0 exception is caught, and the exception is of arithmetic exception, divide by 0 exception, and finally block is getting executed. Now if I make it as 10, now when I run the program I'm going to get the output as 5, and now also you can observe very clearly the finally block is getting executed. So these are the things like what we have to keep in mind when you're working with exception handling. The keywords you have to remember are finally block and try catch, and the keywords are try catch and finally. In the next session I'm going to explain you like what is throw keyword, and later I'm going to explain you what is throws keyword. Okay, and I hope you understood like what is exception handling, why we need to use it. So finally, thank you for listening. Have a great day. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel Ankpro Training. You can also like our Facebook page visiting this URL. You can also follow us on Twitter. For further reference, refer our website. We're on LinkedIn too. Last but not the least, please don't forget to give the feedback. Thank you. Have a great day.